In the previous video, we just took a look after the basic setup of SocketIo in Node.js. Today, in this video, we are going to take a look after that how we can make our own custom events by using SocketIo in Node.js. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the. First of all, we just take a look after that how we can make the basic connection and then check for messages and disconnection on the server side. On the client side, we just connected one serial link of socket.io and then we just run the function io, and then we can just run the basic function like checking for messages and then sending them back to the server. Okay, now what we are going to do today, we are going to take a look after that how we can just make our own custom function. Now what do I mean by the custom events? Let me tell you, like every time we are using like socket.on disconnect, we cannot use disconnection, we need to use disconnect. Okay, because they are the inbuilt events in node.js socket.io. They are the inbuilt events, so you cannot use anything instead of this disconnect, you cannot use anything instead of messages, you cannot do anything, you cannot use anything instead of this connection. Similarly on the client side as well. So how we can make our own custom event, like we just run like socket.on a new user connected, this is a name of an event. So how we can make that? For that, you need to just go to the server side and you need to say here io dot sockets. What do I mean by like io.sockets? Io.sockets simply refers to all the user using that website. So io.sockets, for each user, we are going to emit a new custom event. Let's say new user connected. Now you may ask that when we are running any kind of you can say any kind of event, then we are having something in the parameter of the callback function, right? Like whenever we are running this disconnect, then we are checking for disconnect, but there is no data given in the parameters. When we are checking for messages, we are having one parameter e, or you can say data, or you can say anything else by your own in the parameter as an in the parameter of the callback function that is holding some data, actual data that is sent by the client. In the connection as well, we are having one very useful data socket. Similarly, when we make our own custom event, then we should have some kind of data that we can just send from the server to the client and the client to the server, right? So we can pass that kind of data by giving the second parameter of this function. We can simply give in the second parameter like title. Let's give the title. Let's give like JS tutorial, and let's give one description DESC, or you can say description. And in the description, let's say socket.io, socket.io tutorial. So we are just sending two data here. First is the title, second is the description, right? By using this event. So what will happen whenever someone will fire this event on the client side, then we are going to just send up this data to the client side, and the user on the client side can access this data by simply saying data.title, data.dsc. That's a straightforward thing. Let's save this. Let's go to the index.html file and let's go here and fire that. For firing that custom event, we need to say socket.on and simply pass the name. Let's say new user connected, as it seems to be like new user connected. We will run one callback function with a parameter of data, or you can take e as well, data. And the data is going to be what? The data is going to be the array of data that we just sent from the server to the client side. The data variable holds this data containing the title key and the description key with their respective values. So I can just take those values, like I can take the value of the title by saying data.title and description by saying data.desc, and I will get JS tutorial and socket.io tutorial respectively. So let's say console.log data.title, comma, not comma, let's say after that console.log data.desc. That's it. Let's give one space here as well, like plus slash and something like that. Let's save this. Let's go there. Let's reload it. Now you can see socket js tutorial, socket.io tutorial. So we are receiving both the data from the server side to the client side. So this is how you can just make your own custom events and send custom data from the server side to the client side, and then how you can access that data on the client side by just firing up this event by using the socket.on function. So yeah, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Meet you in the next video, in which we are going to take a look after that how we can use the broadcast emit function in socket.io in Node.js. So till then,